sizlere 81 vilayetimizin
I brought
81
greetings
milyon
from
vatandaşımızın
81 provinces and 81 million citizens of Turkey.
coşkunuz,
Your love,
kadir
your
için
excitement,
her birinize ayrı ayrı teşekkür ediyorum.
and for your welcoming, I would like to thank each and every one of you. Union of European Turkish Democrats, 6th Ordinary Gathering, I hope will be good for all of us. Since the day it was established, UETD, under this roof, served to our citizens in Europe, and I would like to thank each and every one of you. I wish success to the people who work at our Congress. European countries who claim they are the cradle of democracy, they unfortunately failed. Where they failed, Bosnia-Herzegovina allowed us to gather here, and they have shown that they are not as a democracy only in word, but in essence they are a real democracy. Real friendship, real camaraderie, real brotherhood shows itself on days such as this day. The people of Bosnia-Herzegovina have shown our continuing brotherhood for centuries. They have shown that it will also continue in the future. That wise person, just one day before he went into the afterlife, I came and visited him in the hospital. He had an advice for me. He said, "These territories are the sons of the conquerors." And said, "My son Tayyip, you should take care of these places." And we have never thought of Bosnia as a separate country. We continued on this path together with Bosnia-Herzegovina, and we will continue walking this path. My brothers and sisters, Europe is not some new place for us. Our ancestors have been European for 1,000 years. Our ancestors, when they came to Anatolia, the first thing they did was to pass the Bosphorus and move into the Europe, especially the direction of Ottoman, with the exception of force majeure. They always aim for Europe. Even if we came back to the Thrace, we continued our relationship with Europe. In World War II, European countries lost many people, and we helped them with regard to work power. And we went to Europe as expats, as workers, and it has been more than 65 years since we went to Europe for employment. Along with these people, there were coups and repression in our country, and some of our people went to Europe due to these reasons. The first generation in Europe have taken their families together with them. They had children in Europe, and they had children in Europe. First generation left its place to second generation, third generation, and even fourth generation these days. People first arrived in Europe, worked for a while, and with their income. They
özellikle hayal ediyorlardı.
used to dream of building a future in Turkey, especially.
Çünkü
And we
bir
called
gün
them
dönüp gelecekler.
expats and guest workers because they were to come back one day.
Elbette gelenler oldu.
Of course,
Ama önemli
there were
bir
some
kısmı
who
da
came back,
Avrupa'ya
but
yerleşti.
uh,
Onun için artık bu kıtada yaşayan
a large number of them settled in Europe. Therefore, we do not call our brothers and sisters who live in this continent expats. We call them Europeans.
Dün acı vatan olan Avrupa bugün artık
Yesterday, Europe has been a bitter land. Now it's their
Orta
home.
Asya'dan gelip Anadolu'yu kendilerine
2,000 years
yurt
ago,
edinen atalarımız
our ancestors came from
kalmamışlar.
the Central Asia and they made Anatolia their home.
Anadolu'ya sabitleyip öteki
They
ayaklarıyla
set one foot on
Avrupa'dan
Anatolia
Afrika'ya kadar
and set
geniş bir
their
coğrafyaya
other foot
yayılmışlar.
on a wide geographical
Anadolu'dan
region,
giden
including Europe
6
and North
milyonu aşkın
Africa.
kardeşimiz
Now, more than
Avrupa'da
6
yaşıyor.
million sisters and brothers are living in Europe.
Afrika ve Orta Doğu
who came from
coğrafyasında
Anatolia.
yaşayan
There are
kökenli insanların sayılarının
people of
20
Turkish
milyonun
origin in
üzerinde
Northern
olduğu tahmin ediliyor.
Africa and other regions, more than 20 million.
Doğu Avrupa'ya kadar pek
From
çok
Western
yerde
Thrace to Eastern
hala
Europe,
biraz süre
in
önce
many
bıraktığımız
places,
kardeşlerimizin
uh,
hayatlarını sürdürdüğünü biliyoruz.
we know our
Tuna'dan
brothers and sisters
çocuklar
are
gibi
continuing
şen
their
bir
life
şekilde geçtiğimiz
for more than
o günlerden
100 years.
bugünlere çok şeyler yaşadık. Özellikle
From the days
son 2
we have
asırda
passed
çok büyük
the
kayıplar var.
Danube River, we have
Buna
lived
rağmen
lots
geride
of
kalanlar dahi başlı
new
başına
things.
büyük bir
And
hazine.
people who are left behind are
Bir
also a
bölümünü
treasure
de
for us.
bizlerin oluşturduğu bu hazineyi
You are
gözümüz
a
gibi
part of this
korumakta
treasure, and
kararlıyız.
we will protect you like we protect our own eyes.
Her ne kadar birileri bizleri ayırmak
Even
için
though some people are
ellerinden
trying to
geleni
separate
yapsa da
us, they are doing everything they can to
altını
separate
çizerek
us.
söylüyorum.
I emphasize
Başaramayacaklar.
they will not succeed.
Kardeşlerim,
My brothers and
Biliyorsunuz,
sisters, as you know,
Cumhuriyet'in kuruluşundan sonra
since the establishment of the
tek parti
Republic,
CHP'si döneminde
during the one
milletimizin
party
tarihiyle bağları kopartılmaya
CHP
çalışıldı.
regime,
Çocukluğumuzdaki ders
they
kitaplarında
tried to sever our ties to our history. In our
binlerce yıl önce
high school
yaşamış
curriculum,
uygarlıkları öğrenirdik.
we used to learn
Sonra
about
birden
Anatolian civilizations who lived thousands of years ago. Then we jumped directly to the 20th century. A 1,000-year period
Tarih derslerindeki
was completely ignored almost.
ve Osmanlı
Selçuk and
bahislerinden bize
Ottoman
afaki
subjects
bir konu gibi
in
anlatılır.
history were explained
Medeniyetimizin ve tarihimizin
as if they were small
binlerce yıllık
subjects.
birikimini yok sayan
Thousands
bu
of years
anlayışı
of
biz yıktık, biz.
value of our civilization and history was ignored, and we have changed this.
Milletimizi yeniden geçmişiyle,
We
kültürüyle,
reconcile our
değerleriyle
nation
buluşturduk.
to their history,
Üzerinde
culture, and
önemli
values.
durduğumuz hususlardan biri de
This is one of the
sizler,
important issues.
yani Avrupalı Türklersiniz.
You are one of the important issues we emphasize, European Turkish people.
Sizlerle her buluşmamızda
Every
ifade
time we
ettiğim şu hususları
gather with you,
burada
I
bir kez daha
talk
tekrarlamak
about these
istiyorum.
issues, and I would like to repeat these issues
Yaşadığınız
again.
ülkelerin vatandaşlığını mutlaka alın.
Be sure to obtain citizenship from the countries you live. Do not say, I don't want citizenship. If they
Çifte
give you
vatandaşlığa
citizenship,
izin veren
take
ülkelerde
citizenship.
zaten
If they
bir
allow
sorun yok.
double
Bu
citizenship,
konuda
it's
farklı
not a problem.
uygulaması olan ülkeler için
There are
mavi
different
kart başta olmak
implementations,
üzere
but we have
Türkiye'deki
blue card
haklarınızı
and
hiçbir
other
kayıp
instruments so that you can use
kullanabileceğiniz
your rights
formüller
in
geliştirdik.
Turkey without any loss. We have developed formulas for that.
Kardeşlerim,
My brothers and sisters,
dininize ve dilinize çok iyi sahip çıkın.
take good care of your
Bunları
religion and your language.
kaybettiğinizde kaybolursunuz.
If you lose those,
Çocuklarınıza
you are lost,
ana
it
dillerini,
means. teach their native language to your children and make sure they get the best possible education in their country. Children who do not speak good Turkish, German, French, English, they cannot learn any other language if they don't speak Turkish well. Of course, we cannot ignore Bosnian language.
Münasıran yurt dışında yaşayan vatandaşlarımızın sorunlarıyla hemhal olmak üzere
exclusively for considering problems of Turkish people living in other countries, we have established an organization globally in our embassies and consulates. We are increasing the number of those, and we facilitated our citizens' access to their state. 19 years ago, we had 12 embassies around the world. Thank God, this number have increased to 41 now.
Girmediğimiz ülke, büyükelçiliğimizin olmadığı ülke inşallah kalmayacak.
If God allows, we will enter into every country. We will have embassies in every country. The work ethics in our consulates and embassies, we have changed, and we are changing their work ethics to be in line with the Turkish government's work ethics, using the technology as much as possible. We ensure that citizens solve their issues online, and your right to vote, which is a pillar of democracy, we have established election offices in customs and our representatives abroad. They are talking and saying, why didn't you do this before us? We came and we have solved this problem. But we were protecting democratic rights of our nation. I hope you will take advantage of this implementation on 24th of June for the 5th time now. With the light of experiences we have gained in each election, we are developing this system from military service to other services. We have facilitated most of services. We have made them cheaper. And I'm asking Europe, our citizens in Europe, we have supported their activities under the rules of NGOs always. And you, ETD, made great efforts with regard to this. When it comes to education, whether in their country of residence or in our own country, we facilitated our sons and daughters' education greatly. 4,000 of the students abroad are continuing their education in Turkey currently. You asked and we have delivered, did we not?
İnşallah o da hallolacak.
We will solve that too, if God will allow us. Again, thousands of our sons and daughters abroad, we brought them to our country within the scope of some programs, and we ensured that they have seen their history and culture and civilization up close. Our citizens came to Turkey with their vehicles and we allowed them to use their vehicles in our country for 2 years. This was a big problem in the past. Other than these, we are serving to our citizens in many areas. Of course, some things may be lacking. There might be some slight problems, but we will quickly resolve all these issues. My brothers and sisters, here we will provide new services to our citizens in diaspora. I would like to give you some good news to make sure that our children abroad learn their native language, Turkish. We are creating new project supports within the scope with weekend schools. We will help our children learn their mother tongue, Turkish, and learn Turkish culture. We will double the student quota for our diaspora universities, and we will take steps towards simplifying public services. For example, a few weeks ago, our citizens, with regard to consulate business, they will be able to make these payments with their bank cards directly at the consulate. We have removed the bank from the equation, and we prevent unnecessary commission payment by our citizens. Divorce decisions will be made with our consulates without intervention of any other institution. In Turkey, going to court again and to wait years and pay thousands of euros, this is in the past. We not only decreased from 6,000 euro to 1 euro about military service, but also we will solve problems who have applied for paid military service and who are above 38 years old. Different services provided by different institutions will be more effectively coordinated, and it will be faster thanks to our coordination centers. In consulate, Turkish people abroad will represent citizens abroad consultancy, and there will be a permanent commission under the name of Turks Abroad, and we will support Turkish media abroad, and we will allow press institution to make announcements in foreign media organizations in Europe. And most importantly, we will realize all these by paying close attention to the benefit of our people. Dear brothers and sisters, in addition to all of these, I urge you not to fall for dirty propaganda with regard to this. The Turk is restructured in order to provide broader service to our citizens abroad. Another important piece of good news is our citizens who retire abroad will be able to have part-time jobs in our countries right after election. We will take the steps you have been waiting for right after the election. As you see, Turkish Republic, with its President of the Republic, with ministers, embassies, consulates, and all its institutions, they are with you. No matter where in the world you are, if one of our citizens is in trouble, it's our duty to be there with all of our power. My brothers and sisters,
kendi aralarında ne kadar
their strength in
birlik içinde
numbers.
olurlarsa o kadar güçlü hale gelirler.
If Turkish people in Europe are united, they will be stronger. Smaller communities have a say in politics, economy, non-governmental organizations, etc. It's due to their unity. Today, some European countries act outrageously toward us and toward our country. That's because the Turkish people who live there are scattered. You should know this. To keep us from presenting our own power, they say they are Turkish or Kurdish or Caucasian or Alawite. They are trying to separate us. They cause us fight each other. When we go to Europe, on one side of the pavement there are Turkish flags, and on the other side there are pieces of clothes of the terrorist organization. We see these crowds, but despite all that, last week in the United Kingdom, at Chatham House, I made a speech. And during my speech, there was something interesting. My sister from the Black Sea, with a Turkish flag in her hand, PKK terrorists attempted to take Turkish flag from her hands, but my sister became Şerife Bacı and did not yield the Turkish flag to that despicable person. These dishonorable people do not have strength to challenge our female comrades, let aside our male comrades. So we have to realize these games and we have to end this. Everyone who came from Turkey, without any regard to their origin or sect or political preference, it's time that they are united around common values. This unity, everyone will benefit from this. By keeping us in separate small groups, they are able to easily act unjustly toward us. But as soon as they see a united Turkish community, they will treat us really differently. Be sure about that. In European parliaments, the greatest animosity is shown by our Turkish brothers and sisters who live there, and this shows the extent of this game, and hopefully we will break this game. I have a request from you. You should take active role in political parties in your countries. In those parliaments, you have to be in those parliaments, not those treacherous people. And Turkish community has this power. As long as we do not see small differences among us as an obstacle, our Prophet says there is benediction in unity, and if we follow his advice, we will see that our path will open. I am calling all our European brothers and sisters here. It is time to get united. Are we ready to be one? I didn't like this level of volume. Is it due to fasting? Are you ready to be one? Nice. Are you ready to be great? Are you ready to be alive? Are we ready to be brothers and sisters?
Avrupa'da hak ettiğimiz yere ulaşmaya
Are we ready to get what we have deserved in Europe together?
Maşallah. Kardeşlerim, Aşık Veysel ne diyor?
What does Aşık Veysel say?
Allah birdir.
This is a
Peygamber
poem.
hak. Rabbül
God is
alemindir
one,
mutlak.
and God is
Benlik
absolute.
nedir bırak. Söyleyin geldi sırası.
You, I,
Kürdü, Türkü, ne Çerkezi.
you have to set
Hep
these
Adem'in
aside.
oğlu kızı.
Turkish,
Beraberce
Kurdish, they are all
şehit gazi,
sons and daughters of
yanlış var
Adam.
mı ve neresi? Evet. Dün beraber şehit,
Yesterday, we have been martyrs and veterans together,
İnşallah
and with all
ülkemizde
our
olduğu
martyr
gibi
and veteran
Avrupa'da
brothers and
da
sisters,
yeniden kucaklaşacak, helalleşecek,
we will
ortak hedeflere
get
doğru
together
yürümeye
again in
başlayacağız.
Turkey as well as in Europe, and we will start walking towards common goals together again.
Az önce Bakir kardeşim ifade ettiler.
My brother Bakir said
Biz
just now
Boşnak kardeşlerimizle
in Dardanelles
birlikte
with
savaştık.
our Bosnian brothers, we have fought together, we have given martyrs together. This is the
Yeniden
point.
bunu yakalamak.
We have to rekindle this. We have to become the sons of the conquerors again. This is really important. My brothers and sisters, we are getting ready to a historical election in 24th of June, and on 7th of December, Bosnia is getting ready to a historical election. We will not only elect the president and the representatives, but we will also make our choice with regard to the next century of Turkey. As the General Director of Justice and Development Party, as the President of the Republic, you know, you have been witness to our deeds in the past. Sometimes it's hard to see the reality of the conditions from within, but you are outside the country. I believe that you have a much clearer view of Turkey, and you see what changes in Turkey every time you visit. You know this better than all of us who are in Turkey. Even though some candidates for presidency are unaware of the happenings in Turkey, I redirect them, I refer them to you. For there is a nice saying. People who are inside the sea do not know what sea looks like. So these candidates of presidency are like the fish in the sea. They cannot understand. Only when you take them outside the sea and throw them on the soil, only then they'll see the value of the sea. Was there Marmaray? Was there Eurasian Tunnel? Was there Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge yesterday? Was there an Osman Gazi Bridge yesterday? All of these are new gigantic investments, and we will continue. And Turkey has 25 airports, and thank God we have added 29 more airports. Now we have 54 airports in Turkey. Now my brothers and sisters in different places of Europe are able to just get on a plane and go directly to their town, and it's only a half-hour ride to their home from the airport. Why? Because this is the modern Turkey.
ülkemizin özellikle son 5 yıldır yaşadığı
especially during the past 5 years, the things that happen in Turkey
gezi olaylarıyla başlayan 17-25
are noteworthy events which started with Gezi events, continued with 15-17 December events, and terrorist events, and an attempted coup on 15th of July. We have seen treachery at its most naked, at its most open. It was such a period, sometimes people who were closest to us, we had trouble explaining the truth to those closest to us. And our nation was able to see the trap that was set up for our country. I'm sure you realize that. This seems as if it was towards our person, but it was towards our state, our nation, our future. But in these attacks, they have seen our nation's stance. With its struggle during this period, Turkey is fighting a second war of liberty. There is a poem from Mehmet Akif which says, "If there are still walls protecting the West, I have a heart full of faith."
Arkadaş, yurduma alçakları uğratma sakın. Siper et gövdeni, dursun bu hayasızca akın. Doğacaktır sana vaat ettiği
The poem says, "Defend your country, and the promised days will arrive. Maybe tomorrow, maybe sooner than tomorrow." The poem continues.
Evet, biz de iman dolu serhaddimize
Yes, we have faith,
gövdemizi siper et.
and we have protected our country against the lowly people. We have defended ourselves against terrorists and their supporters. And then with Air Freight Shield and olive branch operations, we have eliminated the terror corridor that was that people tried to build on our southern borders. Hopefully, we will continue. We will continue to resolutely walk this way. We will not stop until we destroy the last terrorist who is holding a weapon against our country. And this shall be known.
Sevgili gençler, bunda şüpheniz var mı?
Dear young people, do you have any doubt with regard to that?
Bugüne kadar
Thank God, until today, we did not bow to anyone. We only bow to God during our prayers. And this will be like this going forward. My brothers and sisters, we do not struggle against terrorist organizations and their supporters only, but we also try to bring a new regime to our country that will allow our country to look to their future with hope. In April 16th, the change to constitution was ratified by our nation, and this new regime will enter into force after these elections. As we want to bring Turkey into future, some people want to try to stop Turkey and make Turkey go backwards, and they know they will not be able to be successful alone. So they share everything to fight us. They share their representatives, they share their electors. People who wouldn't greet each other are now hand in hand against us. But we, just like we have been for 16 years, we walk only with our nation. This journey, we will continue this journey with everyone who is local and national, and we have formed the Nation Alliance with Nationalist Movement Party. And Great Unity Party joined us, and we have entered into election, and our doors are open to everyone who is local and national. In presidency elections, in the elections of 1 November, in the referendum, you have supported us by far. And for 24th of June, we once again need your support. Now I'm asking you, give me such an answer from Germany to France to Belgium to Austria to Netherlands. The answer should be heard from everywhere in Europe. Are you ready to be together with us against the alliance of evil that tries to bring Turkey into chaos? Are you with us? Are you going to bring us a presidency, and are you ready to bring us a majority in the assembly in the elections of 24th of June? Wonderful, praise be. Presidency system will be implemented with strength. Are you ready to bring Turkey to its goals for 2023? Are you ready to own your future and freedom? Are you ready to lend a strong Ottoman slap on the face of terrorist organizations? Are you ready to show the power of the Turks to Europe and to the world? Praise be. This voice from Sarajevo is an indication of our victory on 24th of June. I can see that you are really tired, but can you stand up for a bit? You know our Rabia. One nation, one flag, one country, one state. May God not deprive us from these. Godspeed. I hope God shall protect us from the troubles. I wish this 6th ordinary meeting will be successful, and I want you to bring my salutations and greetings to my brothers and sisters at your towns, at your homes. Take care. Goodbye.